Well, today, President Biden is back on the campaign trail in the battleground state of Michigan after wrapping up the NATO summit.
He is still in the fight for his political life, and in a high-stakes news conference, he vowed to stay in the race. Our Rachel Kim joins us now with how the president made his case and reaction from both sides of the aisle. And this was a long press conference.
It really was. I know we were all watching yesterday. The president's bid for re-election has been under fire since last month's debate against former President Trump. But yesterday, the president insisted he is not ending his campaign, even as more Democrats join calls for him to do so. And we are learning dozens of Democratic lawmakers could also come forward.
I'm determined on running.
In a rare solo news conference, an energetic President Joe Biden defied calls to drop out of the 2024 race.
I've got to finish this job because there's so much at stake.
The president faced tough questions for an hour as he tried to address concerns over his age and fitness for office.
I've taken 3 significant and intense neurological exams. Can you name me somebody who's got more major piece of legislation passed in 3.5 years?
But last night, more House Democrats publicly called on the president to step aside. Among them, Connecticut's Jim Hines on CNN.
In the next 96 hours, perhaps, is the moment to set aside the poetry, the loyalty and the love, and ask yourself a hard question, which is, are you sure he's going to win?
The president's performance reassured other Democrats.
I think he convinced a lot of people he should stay in the race.
The gaffe-prone president did make a few missteps yesterday. First, flubbing his introduction of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at a NATO event.
President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky.
And later, while referring to his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
Former President Donald Trump mocked the gaffe on social media, writing Biden, quote, has Trump derangement syndrome. Now, it's important to note that while Congressman Jim Hines called on President Biden to drop out, he also said he will work to get the president reelected if he remains the Democratic nominee. Hines is now one of 17 congressional Democrats to publicly say Mr. Biden should step aside. And again, more are expected to issue statements in the coming days. All right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's changing by the day.
Day by day.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.
Now you can get your KCAL news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.